relationships and dating questions while I do my hair. Ew. I don't like that at all. I don't like getting wet substances on my face. Unprepared wet substances on my face, okay? If I'm prepared, okay, but anyways. Alright, so I'll be doing my hair today while I give you guys my advice. Shall we begin? Okay. I have some exciting news. I have a new product to try out today. It's happening. I'm like probably the last person on earth to even like, the last natural at least, to try this. And it smells like spearmint gum. It smells amazing. So today I'm going to be moisturizing my hair. My hair is co-washed. This is my 4th day of the week. I like to co-wash my hair 3 to 4 days after my wash day. My wash day was Sunday, so now it's Thursday. So today I'm gonna be using this leave-in conditioner, and then I'm gonna be using a gel. So I have my spray bottle. I'm gonna link everything in the description box below. I have warm water in this because warm water is the best for my hair when I'm applying products. So I'm just spraying that onto my hair, and I love this little spray thing. It's another thing that I kind of avoided getting. I feel like it's a go-to for a lot of naturals, but I just felt like that's just money, and I could get mine from the Dollar Tree or something, but it matters, okay? The way it sprays out, it really wets your hair. Oh my gosh, am I doing this? Shout out to Natural 85 Whitney. Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited. I remember she is like one of my favorite OG natural YouTubers that I first discovered. Okay, I gotta stop talking. I'm biased. I just feel like if it's coming from her, it's gonna be amazing anyways. I mean, she knows her stuff. She's been natural for so long. Her hair is amazing, like goals and all that good stuff. So this is good. It's really good. It feels like a nice quality leave-in conditioner. It smells amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm a sucker for a good smell. Not too strong, but I like how natural this is. It's literally like minty, like a spearmint type of smell, and I love it so much. I like the consistency of it. It's like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's like regular, like a regular cream. Like, you know, it's nice quality. It smells so good. Glides through your hair very well. It's a multi-purpose conditioner. You can use it as a deep conditioner, a leave-in conditioner, a rinse-out conditioner. Like, it's crazy. All right, anyways, let's get into the questions. I feel like my boyfriend is better than me, and he has friends, and I don't. My boyfriend has a busy life while I don't. I don't talk to anyone, but he does. I don't feel as productive as my boyfriend. What is your advice? I mean, you're telling the truth. That's what you feel, and that's obviously the case. So now you have to just think about the next step is, what are you gonna do about it? And why is the situation like that? I feel like obviously you're saying that because you see that's a problem and you want that to change, which I definitely think you should, because I feel like a successful relationship is when two, I mean, it can work because I know some people are not naturally independent, but I feel like becoming independent should always be like the goal. I just feel like it's important to be independent in a relationship, to have your own personality, to have your own things going, so you don't lose yourself. Relationships are amazing and all, but you still gotta live your life and do what you want and have your own sense of self, because you are not the relationship. It should be you, your boyfriend, and then the relationship should be a separate thing. So you have your self-love relationship, and you're your own person. Your boyfriend has his self-love, and he's his own person and is being successful doing his own thing. And then you have the relationship. Relationships thrive the most when two people have their own thing going for themselves and they're not super reliant on just each other. It sounds like you need to take some time for yourself, not as in like break up with him, but like focus more on yourself and who you are or who you want to be. I like to read a lot of self-help books. Maybe I'll link some down in the description box below. Oh my gosh, my hair feels so good. Sit down with yourself and really think about what you want your life to be, and write that down. What do you want for your life, you know? Like, who are you? What are your interests? What are your goals? What do you want to do more of? Like, you know, maybe you enjoy, I don't know, like dancing, or maybe you enjoy like makeup or something. Think about your life, okay? Because again, we always hope that we're gonna be in a relationship with the same person, but life, you know, anything could happen, and you're ultimately happy within yourself, because the saying is true: if you don't love yourself and you're not happy with yourself, you're not going to be able to fully love another person, especially if that other person is thriving and you are not, because then eventually it's going to turn into resentment, and then he's going to feel like you're holding him back because he's trying to flourish and he has a life, and you're just like waiting for him to come home and show you attention, or, you know. So I think you definitely should establish yourself, your life, and figure out who you are, and really take the time to sit down, and that could be a whole nother, I could give advice on how to do that, because I have my time, but that's a whole nother, if you want me to do that, let me know in the comments down below if that could be another question. But I'm trying to speed up and go through these questions fast. So like I said, I definitely think that that's something, I'm glad you acknowledged that, and that's something that you need to work on, and I don't think that that is gonna set you up for a successful relationship or a successful life, because you have to focus on yourself and want to grow as a person and become your own self and have your own interests, and have your lifelong goals that you live for, living life. Okay, look at me, I'm not even doing my hair. Your partner is a perfect person to talk to and be like, you know what, I wish I noticed you were good at this and that. You know, I admire that, and I want to work on that. Like, how do you do it? Or I don't know, like, talk to him about it. But anyways, how can I accept and move past stuff my boyfriend does that I don't like? It depends on what it is. Obviously, there's gonna be things that your boyfriend do that you maybe don't like. Like for instance, for me, I mean, it just depends on how big of a scale. But for me, I'm not a big fan of what is something. There's one thing that I don't like, and that's that he drives fast. He's a fast driver. He's very much into the car culture, speed life, drifting life type of thing. But that's his passion. But for me, obviously, and most people in the world, they're gonna see that as dangerous, and that's just scary to just, you know, when I first met him and he was like that, and I was just so concerned about him, and I'm like, you know, you keep driving like that, you know, if something happens or whatever. But I have to realize over the years, but that's his thing. Like, you know, there's some people that's really into cars and really into doing dangerous stuff. Like, you know, maybe it's not the best to condone for other people, but some people just have that in them. Like, you know, those like stunt people, just people who do stuff well, and it may not be like the safest thing, but it's their passion. So I had to learn that that's my boyfriend's passion, and you know, I don't want to hold him back from doing something that he genuinely loves and enjoys. So it depends on what it is. But if, say, my boyfriend was talking down on me and make me feel bad about myself, then that would be something like a deal breaker. So it just depends on how big it is. Is it something that you can deal with and it's not something that's going to be detrimental to the relationship or your sanity, you know, or if it affects you, like really affects you. But if it's something minor, obviously talk to him about it, see if you guys can come to an agreement or understanding. If it's not that big of a deal, then you have to learn to accept your partner, because your partner's not going to be perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I have to understand. We have all things. Like for me, I'm not organized. I'm not as organized as my boyfriend. Actually, I'm very disorganized. And my boyfriend does not like that about me at all. And we get into bickers about it every now and then. At this point, we kind of understand how we are. But anyways, we moved in this year, so I mean we're newly moved in people, so we're still trying to, like, you know, establish whatever. But I told him, like, listen, I know you grew up in a very organized, clean, this house. You were the only child. Me, I was not the only child. I grew up with a big family. And yes, my mom tried to keep the house clean as she can, but it wasn't like OCD perfect everything. So I'm able to live in a little disorganization and feel fine, and then, you know, have different points at the day where I clean, but he wants the house to be clean throughout the day and just everything. So anyways, we had to come to an agreement and say, listen, I'm not perfect. I would try to improve, you know. on this area, but there's gonna be times where, you know, I have to feel good in a space where I don't feel like I have to be very tedious and keep everything so perfect and clean, because I just want to be able to be free. I don't want to have to feel like I'm walking on eggshells while I'm like in my house, you know? And some people are different. Some people need everything to be perfect at all times, put back at all times throughout the day, stuff like that. So we came to an agreement on that. So anyways, hopefully that helps. Is it okay to still miss your ex? Definitely okay to still miss your ex. Like I said in the previous show about another girl who asked about her ex, yes, everybody deals with things differently, and I feel like some people may be like, oh my gosh, girl, it took me this long to get over my ex, but it's taking you way too long. I don't think that anybody should base their healing process on you. Everybody's different. Now, if it's affecting you and you living your life, that's when it's a problem. So I feel like you need to live your life. If you're just soaking in bed for like years, you know, and not doing anything, then it's like, okay, like, or months. If you're not living your life and you're letting that ex stop you from even like dating or trying to mingle with other people, then I don't think it's okay. But obviously, if you're still with other people and sometimes you think about your ex and you miss him, that's totally normal, or her, that's totally normal. And you just accept that. There's nothing wrong with you. Just don't let that hinder you from living your life and going to connect with other people. And take your time. How is this turning out, by the way? I'm not even seeing exactly how this is looking here. Okay, I should have just started off with just the leave-in conditioner, but I wanted to seal it in with a gel, but I'm like hoping the combo doesn't like mess up. But it looks pretty good. So far so good. I have some potatoes in the oven. Let me go take those out really quick and I'll be back. Next question is, what are characteristics of a good man? I think this differs from everybody. I mean, what I may look for in a good man or what I may see is a good man, some people may, you know, have different things on their list. But on my list, or I guess the basic thing is, obviously, let me move my hair out the way right here. Okay, so obviously, first and foremost, trust. Trusting your partner is very essential to a healthy and good relationship and makes up a good man. If you can trust that man, he is almost technically halfway there. I'm just kidding. But that's very big, and it seems like a big problem also in the dating community, in the dating world. You hear a lot of like, oh, I don't trust this guy. Like, trust issues seem to be very high in this day and age. That's very important. I definitely say the guy should be respectful. Obviously, if he's respectful of you, he's not calling you out your name, putting his hands on you, making you feel low, you know, or bad about yourself. That's all that goes into respect. So having a guy that respects you, so trustworthy, respectful. Now this may be different for everybody, but for me, I look for a man that's independent / like on his way to be established, that has goals, independent business-wise, because I'm very independent business-wise. I'm very goal-oriented, ambitious, dedicated, and I have stuff that I want in my life, and I don't look to anybody to help me get there. I mean, obviously, I have people who inspire me and motivate me. Having a guy who knows what he wants, or at least has a good idea of it, goal-oriented, wants a future for himself, sees a future and has a passion and, you know, have a sense of self. I just think that's so hot in a guy. Like, even for my boyfriend, the fact that when he wants something and he goes for it, he gets it all the time because he's so dedicated. I don't have to tell him to do stuff. You know, obviously we have times where our motivation, you know, peaks or whatever. He may need a little pep talk or we need to have a talk, but he can handle things on his own. I don't have to be there and be like, hey, are you gonna do this, or you need to do this, or you're not thinking about your future, or blah, 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 you know? Being respectful to not only me, but his mom, to other people. How he treats other people is very important as well. How he takes care of himself. I can go on, okay? My mom always told me how the guy treats his mom is gonna be essentially how he treats you, and I definitely agree with that. So yeah, I'm not gonna ramble too much, but you guys get the basis, right? Those are the bases, okay, of a good man for me. If your family doesn't like your partner, is that a red flag? Now, I got 2 questions about this. That was the first question, and then the other question was how to deal with being engaged to your fiance and not being close at all with his family. Now, I'm not quite engaged just yet, but I have been with my boyfriend for 7 years, and I have to say that he's way more closer to my family than I am with his family, only because he sees my family more often. Unfortunately, you may be in situations where the parents don't like you or the family doesn't like you. If the boyfriend doesn't mind, if he doesn't have a problem with it, and he's in love with you, that's all that matters. The family is not dating you, okay? Families have their own situations, and they're not always right. Like, they're not always perfect. They have their own who they think that is good for their you know, the boy, your boyfriend or whoever, your husband or whatever. They may expect you to be with this, but it doesn't matter, because if he loves you, then that's all that matters. Doing spontaneous things, like maybe on her birthdays, making sure that you like send her, you know, give her a card or a gift, or even the father, spontaneous nice things, thinking about them, sending them little gifts, you know. And if they just really don't like you, then I just feel like, I mean, if it really bothers you, I would say maybe talk through with your boyfriend and see if you guys can all sit down and have a talk about it and see what you can do to make them feel more comfortable, if it's that big of it, like if it's that big of a deal to you. But like I said, if your boyfriend or husband feels strongly for you, and you voice to him that you don't feel like you're that close, and he's like, that doesn't matter to him, and you know, he loves you, then you know, then it's not that big of a deal. Like I said, at the end of the day, your boyfriend is the one that's going to spend the rest of his life with you, not his family. And sometimes families can have their own issues and stereotypes and different stuff like that doesn't have to do with you. There's always going to be people that have their opinion, but they are not in your love life. So, you know, and unfortunately it can be their own family sometimes. My boyfriend's phone stopped working and we are in a long distance relationship. What advice could you give? Okay, so I've been in a long distance relationship with my boyfriend. We were in a long distance relationship for like, what, 2 years maybe? Was it 2 or 1? I think 2 years maybe, or 1.5. When we were in college, he went to a college like 4 hours away from my college. And I would just say, so for instance, if his phone broke, we would literally have to get creative. Emailing each other. I used to do that in high school. When my phone got taken away, I would like sneak and email my high school boyfriend. If you can't do that, maybe write letters. I mean, I know that's like very, very old school. Like, what are letters nowadays? But it could be cute, because then you have something to actually ask my boyfriend this question before, and he actually said this. So I'm kind of stealing his idea, but I would have probably thought of it anyways. But yeah, writing letters would be kind of cute, because you guys have something to remember for that point in time. You guys can always go back and read each other's letters, and you know, have it in a box and keep it forever, and then you have a story to tell. So I definitely think there's a way you could get through it. You just have to be creative. Don't look at my butt back there, okay? My hair smells really good. I feel like it's gonna give me like a lightweight hold, which I don't mind. I love light and fluffy, natural looking curls. I did put a little gel, so it may kind of help it give it the gel effect a little bit, like, you know, a little more shine and a little coating to kind of, you know, tame the frizz just a bit. But this is a lightweight gel as well, so I guess I'm just going for a lightweight look today. Last time I did it was more heavy. I used a thick custard and I did all that. So today we can just go light, airy, free, bouncy. I think, what am I gonna do? Maybe I'll put a clip or something. Let me go see. Let me charge my phone so I can answer a few more questions, and then, okay, I decided I'm gonna put these little clips in my hair. They're tiny little clips. And this is good because I don't like my hair being in my face when I'm at work anyways. How does that look? Do I look silly? So I got my favorite flaxseed gel edge control from Natural Club, but I got the black one and I didn't want that one because this is actually for if you have like thin or gray roots. And so it turns your edges a little darker, which I don't think I need that. Ew, I hate them. But I can't take forever on them either because I have to go to work. Why? And I'm missing an earring. I'm looking crazy. And red does not match that well with purple, but we're just gonna go for it because that's all I have to work with right now. Okay. Oh my gosh. There we go. Does that look cute? Please tell me it looks cute. It probably doesn't match, but it's okay. Okay? Don't. And my baby hairs probably look terrible again, but it's okay. I'm on a time crunch. What time is it? Speaking of that, I'm gonna have to go to work. Answer one or two more questions. Oh, also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did trim my hair. I have a video of me trimming it. I trimmed it live, actually. I feel like my hair feels a lot healthier, a lot lighter. How do you share responsibilities around the house? I always say this because I don't like when people be like, this is the way that I do it, so that means that everybody else should do it. Like, there's always those people that be like, you're not in a good relationship, or you're not like this if you don't do this. And I'm like, no, everybody has their own way of doing things. I acknowledge that, understand that. Every relationship is different and unique, and that's great. I mean, having unique relationships are good. You should not, you could take my advice and, and implement it in your own relationship, but definitely talk it out within each other and come to an agreement and figure out what works best in your relationship, because me and my boyfriend's relationship is unique. We don't do everything other couples do, and I think that's what I love most about my relationship, is because it's not like any other. It's unique to our own, to each other. But with that being said, for us, we're still working it out. We like fairness, so we didn't really set anything to any of each other. Like, we didn't say, you do this, you do that. I don't think we have a system. It's just more so like, we just clean up after ourselves. That's just it. That's the thing. It's not, we don't have like chores or responsibilities. We just learn how to clean up after ourselves. And if it comes to a point where we're too busy to clean up after ourselves right then and there, then we either get to it when we can, or the other person will see it and get it done. If my boyfriend cooks, he would just clean his own dishes. If I cook, I'll clean my own dishes. As far as the bedroom, I'll just pick up around the house because I'm still here more often than he is. So I usually will just, if I see something that needs to be cleaned, I'll just clean it. But most of the time, thankfully, my boyfriend is like a clean guy. Like, I don't know, I feel like I've heard that that's pretty rare, but he's very clean. And maybe because he was the only child and close to his mom, and they're older, so everything was just nice and clean and neat. So he just grew up in that environment, and that's just what he was taught. So he's more clean than me at times, as far as organization wise. So I don't have a problem with him, not picking up after himself or whatever the case may be. It's more so, if anything, he'll be talking about me. But so I think you guys should sit down and just establish a system, what works for you. If you guys are gonna just clean up after yourselves. I mean, for instance, also, like, if it's something big like cleaning the bathroom, like, one thing that we both hate doing is cleaning the tub. So then we'll say, I will clean the tub this time, and the next time the tub needs to be cleaned, then you clean it. and then we'll flip-flop on things that we don't want to do. We'll just say, I do it this time and then you do the next time. So that's how we do it. But like I said, I think you guys, if you guys need to sit down and figure out a system of who wants to do what, or if you guys are just gonna split everything, or if you guys are gonna, you just sit down and talk with your boyfriend or girlfriend about it and establish your own routine. Last question. So one person said, actually 2 people asked about dating, like age gaps and dating people older than you. I'm 23 and I'm dating an older guy, like way older. Advice on how to tell my parents. So first of all, I don't think age gaps are a big issue at all. I think it's a preference. Some people, again, may be judgmental because it's something that they wouldn't do. But I'm like, if just because I wouldn't or somebody else wouldn't do something doesn't mean that it's wrong. Everybody, you know, there's relationships with age gaps that's worked, and there's relationships with age gaps that hasn't. So it's just like, as long as you guys are both on the same page and you guys want the same thing out of the relationship and you don't care about the age, then it can work, obviously. And as far as telling your parents, I mean, you're 23 years old, you're a grown woman, so you should just tell them. Just say, you know, I was a little nervous to tell you this to you guys, but I don't want to keep this from you guys because this person is very special and important in my life, and I want to be open to you guys and tell you guys that there is an age gap, and I hope you don't, you know, judge me for it because I decided to tell you this. I wanted to tell you and share it with you because I'm happy in my relationship and stuff like that. And if you feel better meeting him, then, you know, then blah, 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 then they can eventually meet the guy and, you know, they can feel comfortable around it or whatever. But if they don't, then they just don't. Again, the parents were born in a different world and a different time than we were, so it may take them a little longer to understand or wrap their head around how things do. Not to say that there wasn't age gaps back then, but you know, like, I mean, I'm thankful and lucky enough to have younger parents who are very like free, like do what you want in life, be who you want, be with who you want, as long as you're happy. But if that wasn't the case, I would still do whatever the heck I want because I love my parents, but they are not living my life. I am. So if I'm happy, that's all that matters. And if they're not happy with something that I'm happy doing, then they're eventually gonna come around to it because it's like they're gonna have to because I'm living my life unless we're just not gonna have a good relationship, which is not good. So like I said, just talk to them about it and explain how much the person means to you, and then see if, you know, maybe you could bring him around them and then they get more comfortable and stuff like that. So that is all for the Hair and Love show today. Did you guys enjoy? Did you guys learn some things? What did you guys think? The third Hair and Love show. I mean, you guys don't understand how much this show like means to me. This show was everything I dreamed of as a kid, to be honest. So I hope it does. Like, I literally woke up this morning excited to film this show. Now, when you wake up, like even last night, I was like ready to go to sleep so I could wake up and film this. Like, honestly, if I could film this every day, I would. But I want to see how it goes first, and then, you know, maybe I can post a little more. I want to start with just once a week. I'm gonna try to aim for every Saturday. Let me know if you enjoy it. Please comment, interact. Let me know if you guys disagree or agree with some of the things that I said in this video. If it helped, please leave me a comment, even if it's a heart or something. Like, your engagement matters the most to me and helps me realize that you guys enjoyed this series, and that should continue as much as I enjoy it. And if you want me to answer your love, relationship, or dating related question, make sure you follow me on Instagram because I usually post in my stories when I'm ready to accept questions for the next show, or you can leave it in the comments down below. But lastly, when I say love, I don't just mean like love towards other people, I mean self-love too. So if you have any self-love questions, that is also accepted. And this is just love overall, loving other people, loving yourself, loving your boyfriend, loving your family, loving your sister. Like, it's just love all around. I'm gonna go rush off to work like I always do. Much love, mwah, and I will see you guys in the next video. And mine but it's pretty late at night right now. I just wanted to show you guys my hair results at night. This is how my hair looks. My shrinkage looks right now. My hair did shrink up, but my hair still looks pretty good. pretty good. Obviously, I have shrinkage because the products are lightweight, so it's not like weighing my hair down or anything, but I do love it. But yeah, okay, that's it. Great.